So this is the run what I'm going to do today. I'm skipping ahead to, what am I doing? Thursday, Friday. I don't feel like doing today's poses. That's the beauty of having the program in advance. I'm going to set myself up in Kauai. Alrighty guys, thanks for coming back to my channel and keeping up to date with what's going on in the open workouts. This is a debrief of 20.3, which was a repeat of 18.4. You would have seen a million videos. You've probably done the workout twice or whatever it is yourself. I actually, I don't have a whole lot to say about this week. This was a repeat. For me, it was actually probably my worst. It's the worst workout I think I've ever done in my open history. It's all of my weaknesses piled into one when I'm strong. So now after having a baby there, all my weaknesses piled into one that are a little bit weaker. So there are a few challenges for me this week, obviously physically, but then as you know, the physical challenges usually bring a whole heap of mental challenges in themselves. So, you know, I started off obviously with making the best choices or coming up with things that were going to set me up the best way possible physically. Now this one was an absolute nightmare, trying to set up the measurements correctly and, you know, not shoot yourself in the foot, but also not, you know, blur the lines and not cheat or do anything like that. But yeah, it's hard, and you're going into competition for this workout. I was saying to Maddie, you're going into competition blind essentially with the open. You know, on a competition floor I prefer it so much more because I can have someone race next to me and try really hard, and then I can push hard next to them and I can try and match that. But in the open you really do go in blind and all you can do is your best, but it is a perfect learning curve for that exact reason. So anyway, I did the workout on Friday and I didn't do an amazing job in my eyes, to be honest. I sent the video to Nick, my coach, and pretty much he said I just never got in the groove, and I felt that too. I was a little bit frazzled. For me, I've been doing it on a Friday, so I have the opportunity to redo it again on the Monday morning or the Tuesday morning here in Australia, and I'm exhausted. In short, I'm absolutely exhausted. By the time I get to doing this thing on a Friday afternoon at like 4 or 5 p.m, I've been with my kid all day. I am a live walking entertainment show all day long. I sing, I dance, I do all these kind of things and feed her, and by the time I get to do an open workout, I'm absolutely wrecked. So anyway, school wasn't amazing. I knew it wasn't going to be like 2018 where I really had to go out of my skin to get a good score, but it was pretty shitty in my eyes. But anyways, I watched the video back, so I, you know, really talk about if you're going to do something again, have the actually sit down and look at it and assess it properly and figure out how you actually want to improve. So I went over my video. Luckily I keep all of my videos from the past opens, so I had a look at my last one, I had a look at this one, I compared it, I figured out what I could and what I couldn't do, and then I just did the best I can. What I came up with is, in this particular workout, I was able to take a minute off, which was huge because I rested so many times the first time. I rested so many times, I moved slower. It hurt me in a way that I haven't had to hurt before. I realized afterwards that I actually haven't done a workout with deadlifts and handstand push-ups in them. Nothing more than a strength session skill or like an EMOM, really chill kind of thing. So I did this workout and my glutes and hamstrings were absolutely dead. Then I had to kick myself upside down and I had no midline because I had a child. To be honest, it was still pretty fatigued from doing 20.2 a few times. So my midline was so cooked, went upside down, and then all I had left was shoulders, and I was just like wobbly on the handstand walk and it was all over the place. But what I realized is muscular endurance takes time, and I'm exactly where I need to be. I had a pretty respectable score considering what I've done, and I'm sort of holding my own on the leaderboard, somewhere where I didn't actually expect to be at all still. And yeah, so I'm kind of hanging in there and just crossing my fingers, and like I've said, it would be an absolute amazing accomplishment to qualify for the games out of the Open. It'd be crazy after what my body's gone through, but I've done all the right things and kept a really clear headspace and tried to just like show up and do my best. And you know, showing up and doing your best actually does work. It just takes time, and sometimes we just don't know how long that time is going to take, and it's a little different for everyone. It might be a little quicker for me than somebody else. I might have less struggles. You know, my life is pretty good and I'm really grateful for that. So I'm able to make progress in this kind of thing. But anyway, it's Wednesday here. I've gone back into training. I'm doing a ROMWOD now. I've done a lot of ROMWODs during the Open because I'm repeating movements in high volume like a couple of times a week. And even that workout, my back felt totally fine the first time I did it. My back felt fine the second time I did it. I took the time to really activate my glutes. I did that by running rather than riding or anything like that, and tightening up my hip flexors. I really just did like a really nice run on the assault runner. And yeah, so my back was good. But then now that I've trained a couple of times since then, if I kind of like turn or do something, I'm getting kind of like a little sharp pulse. So that's where I kind of have to keep doing these ROMWODs, do some more triggers and stuff like that, just to make sure that these things stay nice and loose going into the next week. That's me for this week, I think. There's really nothing too crazy to report. In this video, you'll see I've only got a bit of footage from my first attempt. The second attempt, I'm super proud of us, actually. I had this moment, I put a thing up on Instagram about, you know, just telling pretty much any parents, grandparents, caregivers or whatever, you know, who are trying to exercise and look after their little people, that they're doing an amazing job, because it's so hard. And yeah, in a nutshell, Maddie and I had to do it the second time, just the two of us with Scotty, and she was awake. So he had to judge me, set up the camera, do the measurements, still try and be sort of in the shot and still have it be legit, and it was hard. Yeah, it was definitely not an easy feat, and didn't have the opportunity to have someone there with a camera and film it or do anything like that, so I don't have any footage of that. So the footage on this is my first attempt. It's a little bit messy, movement patterns are a little messy. I definitely made some adjustments going into the second one when I was a little bit more settled, just to move smoothly and more efficiently and have it look tidier as well. That's me done. That's 20.3. I'm going to go back into training today. I'm doing a fair bit of aerobic stuff this week. Staying fit, eating lots of food, for everyone who's wondering. If you're interested in knowing what I'm eating, how I'm fueling, all that kind of stuff for the Open and around it, and timing and things like that, then maybe comment and let me know, and I can share that kind of information, because that definitely plays a huge role in what I'm doing and how I'm recovering for week after week, and doing repeat workouts. So yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, let me know, and I'll try and put something together for the next week that gives a little bit of detail on how I'm doing those repeats and how I'm ready to do it again. But that's my little personal debrief. Thanks again for coming to my channel and watching my video. We'll keep putting these out for the Open, then we'll get back to some other pretty cool content. But for now, I'm going to finish off my ROMWOD and go and get some training done and do a little bit of work. Alright, cool. Thanks guys. Bye.